Nathara at CrowSong Lodge again, and now I'm doing my day 9 video. Obviously I'm still on the same day. So yes, today we're talking about our goals for 2018, and at first I thought, like, gosh, I haven't thought about my goals at all. I'm not sure I have any tarot goals. And then they started like popping a lot, kind of like popcorn does, where it's like, oh, pop, 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 and then I was like, okay, we need to narrow some of these goals down because this is getting silly. So I think I have like a reasonable set of goals that are actually like measurable and achievable and loose enough to not be insane. Because if I get too structured into things, then I tend to rebel. And that's the thing that I do. I don't like rules even when I make them. So, yeah, that's how I am. So, one thing I want to do is I want to move towards having more private tarot clients and less hotline-based clients. And, at the end of last year, I added several private reading options to my website, which is like a huge step for me because I've had a really hard time deciding exactly how I want to structure my readings that I offer that way. And so then I just decided to have lots of options. So I don't know why I had it in my head that I had to like stick to one. So I just let that go. So yes, I want to have more private tarot clients that I can work with more in depth and more regularly, and less hotline clients. But I still want a good mix because, you know, it's always good to have a mix of clients. And then I also want to do more workshop and classroom series. I was doing classes at the Apothecraft back where I used to live in Casa Grande, but we just moved to California, so I haven't had a chance to get in touch with the community here yet or see what kind of needs there are. But from what I can tell, there isn't a whole lot going on in the tarot community, so I'd really like to get more involved there. I'm definitely planning on doing stuff online, but I'm not sure what kind of in-person opportunities there are. So those are things I want to explore. And then I also want to start getting, last year I started testing out some software, and I have a alpha group. An alpha is a pre-beta group set up for a classroom system on my website. So I want to start offering tarot classes and courses through CrowSongLodge.com. Some of them I want to be self-paced, which means you can just do them at your leisure, and some of them would be live with, you know, live fellow participant classmates and live teachers, you know, me, at least starting out, and so that would be kind of fun and amusing, and we would just see what works and what doesn't. If you've been to my channel for a while now, you know I kind of have a lot to say, and the hard part for me isn't so much coming up with material, it's narrowing down what I want to talk about and deciding on a medium by which to deliver it in a sensible and orderly fashion. And sensible and orderly isn't really what I do. So, so yes, that's another goal. This year I also want to start writing more for established media. So like magazines and other periodicals in the community, and start getting sensible articles out there. The community has been kind of drifting a bit in some odd directions, and I kind of want to pull it back towards what I feel is a more sensible direction, or at least offer another perspective, so the people who are moving away from the community because they feel like they aren't welcome realize that there's other perspectives and more diversity in the community. And now that I'm finally getting older, I think the community might be more apt to at least listen to what I have to say before they decide to reject me, instead of just not listening at all. And then this year I want to visit one major event, festival, or retreat per season. So that's 4 this year. I want to hit 1 per season. Me and my friend, we decided we want to do that, try to get around, hopefully out of town, but at least hit 1 in town locally so we can kind of get out in the community and go to some live events and meet some other real life psychics, readers, and spiritual workers or practitioners instead of just the online community. So that would be a lot of fun too. And then the last goal I have is a friend of mine and I have been talking about getting our own little podcast thing getting together. The last time I tried launching one was before the podcast fad had really taken off. And so I'm gonna try it again, this time with a different friend who is way smarter and way more insightful than the last people I tried it with. And I am also way smarter and insightful than the last time I tried it too. And software is much better to work with as well. So I think that will be a lot of fun, and I'm gonna try to keep that focus somewhat narrow. So I really just want to create lots of content and put it out there. I've spent a lot of time on my planet putting information into my brain, and now I want to put it back out there. One, because I think that's helpful and convenient. It doesn't do a lot of good if it just sits in there and rots. And it's really unfriendly if I just let it die with me. And also because I think there's not a lot of people in the community anymore who really get to do the classes and stuff. I've been around for as long as I have, and I know I'm super young, but my mother was a tarot reader, so it gives me a different perspective from people who are my age. And I think that kind of needs to be in the mix somewhere still. I think it's still a valuable perspective. So yeah, so those are kind of my goals. So that's where we're going. And if you want to come along with the ride with me, I would be more than happy to have you. So yeah, links in the description, and I look forward to hearing everybody else's goals. Yeah. I listened to Ethony's video earlier today, and she is phenomenal. I really, really hope that I can meet her at one of the Northwest Symposiums one of these years. I really wish I could go to this year's, but it's coming up super fast, and the odds are not good, even though I'm really close now. The plane tickets are all of $50, but time is getting short, so maybe next year if I'm really lucky, and hopefully she'll still go. Anyways, so that was me. This is Nathara at CrowSong Lodge signing off, and hopefully I'll get this up today-ish. Alright guys, see you later. Bye.